Hey, Austin. Who's this angsty teen we're staring at?
I have no idea, because this is Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, and I forget his name.
Does he do DP with those lightsabers?
He does DPS those lightsabers.
Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase the question. Does he stick both of those into men at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
Okay, good.
I'm not judging or anything.
I was about to say, because, that can be a fun hobby. And what's wrong with using lightsabers to stick men?
Well,
This is a conversation you should
learn
really
something
have
new
with
about Austin.
Yeah, we should really have with your parents, guys. Sorry. Welcome everybody back to Ramble Over. Here we are playing some Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2 because I really enjoyed the first one. I actually enjoyed the second one, but as we'll see, it didn't quite age very well. Not in graphic-wise, but for some reason, it just doesn't want to work on the computer anymore.
Bad PC ports.
Exactly. It's a good example of a bad PC port. I'm just going to make sure the option is set up here. We're also doing something a little different, where this is actually pre-recorded footage. We recorded the day before, because we have a crap load of topics to get through today.
Yeah, like it took up like a page and a half of just everything, of just all the crap we need to cover, because so much happening in gaming news this week.
Pretty much, it was like 2 pages. We cut it down a little bit some.
Yes.
So yeah. So hope you guys enjoy this concept. Let us know if you don't like this here. We'll try to make it better in the future for you guys. But let's get right into it, Anthony.
Yeah, I mean,
while this plays in the background, what we got going on?
All kinds of things. Let's see here. First off, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare came out.
I saw that. I'm actually tempted to buy it.
Is there something wrong with your brain?
Yes.
Okay.
But I thought, okay, go ahead. You say your stuff first, and I'll say my stuff.
Okay, so let me just get my point on this out right now, which is, yes, I agree that the game does look better than previous games. It does.
It does.
I mean,
I agree.
Even graphically and in gameplay ways. But what I don't like is kind of how the marketing department touted it, and also that EA doesn't really allow them to innovate on their titles, when I think if they gave them a longer development cycle, it could be a lot nicer. Yeah,
I mean, I do agree on the development cycle part. I think they, given more time, there's some pretty talented developers and pretty developed teams. Like, who was it that made World at War? That was Treyarch, right?
Yes.
Treyarch did a pretty good job at World at War, and a couple of the, even the Black Ops series, I think, too. The first Black Ops was pretty good. The second one was but it was pretty good. Who's a new one doing Advanced Warfare? It's called, like, Ham or something?
Sledgehammer Games.
Sledgehammer Games.
Which is made up of partly, from what I understand, it's made up partly from people from Infinity Ward, who were left over after, what was it, Frank West and Vince Zampella left, or got fired, anyways. So they moved over to Sledgehammer Games, I'm pretty sure. Sledgehammer Games is now working on the each other cycle game, Call of Duty game, so that goes to Treyarch, and then Sledgehammer Games, and then Treyarch, and Sledgehammer Games. But they give them like a 2-year dev cycle, and I think they do like a 3-year dev cycle.
They did 3 on Advanced Warfare,
and that's kind of why Ghost was extremely lacking in everything. It was just like this kind of game they just threw out there. At least that's what it seemed like to me.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm one of those people that seem to. I've always kind of enjoyed the Call of Duty here. I'll get in just a second here. I want to point this out in the video real quick. This is a good, prime example of a bad PC port, and also something that perplexes me. Because we're in the middle of a cutscene right now. And no, the video didn't just freeze. Don't check your YouTube video. The cutscene is just frozen.
Not even the game froze.
Yeah, not even the game. Look, I'm still in the game. I can still skip this stuff. Still works fine. The cutscene freezes. And what confuses me is I didn't have this problem originally when I bought this game and played it years back on the PC. I don't know what happened. But I'm sorry, go ahead with your Call of Duty stuff. I want to point that out, how it's like, I just don't understand how this has happened with this game.
Yeah, it doesn't really make much sense. I mean, there could be some kind of missing codec or something like that, but I really doubt it. I mean, I've seen this happen with older games. I figured out just recently that Fallout 3 won't even play anymore on my computer. It's just gotten so old and outdated now, and they haven't updated it, that it's just not supported.
That could be the case with this. I couldn't remember if I played this game back on my PC when I had XP on it.
Yes.
Because I have Windows 7 now, so I don't know. It could be it.
Could be all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically the way I feel about Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I'll still try to give it a shot just to see. I did it with Ghost. Ghost really made me upset.
Yeah.
Because that was not fun. They like stripped out a lot of the things that they had put in the previous game, and I was just like, that's not good. And you could tell they built it quick, because the levels that they built made no sense at all.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that and everything.
Like, you would run through, and it would just basically, like, it didn't seem to have any clear structure to it, and there was lots of things just piled around, and it, like, I guess to make it look like it was a destroyed area, but overall, what it gave is confusion because you had too much visual noise. You couldn't identify players properly while they're running around the environment. And so it caused a lot of weird problems in multiplayer.
Yeah. Now, going into my thoughts on the Call of Duty game and everything.
That being said, I still pwn everybody online.
I'm so good at it. I really don't care for the Call of Duty multiplayer anymore. I started playing Battlefield 4 for a while. I got past Call of Duty, so I'm playing Battlefield Online now. I really haven't played any FPS online in a long time, but I still prefer the Battlefield style.
Yeah.
That being said, I know it's going to sound weird and crazy. I might need to get my brain checked out for this, but I have enjoyed, for the most part, the recent Call of Duty's single players.
Black Ops 2 was good.
Black Ops 1 and 2 are pretty good. 2 had actually where it had that interesting choice mechanic where you could alter the story of what you did. That was pretty cool.
I had some problems with some of the finer details in World at War. Mm-hmm. Even though the overall the game is good.
Yeah.
But Treyarch is really coming into their own. So that's why now I look at this and I see Sledgehammer Games, and I don't really have too much faith in what they're building right now. But who knows? It can get better. There's always you can't just judge someone off of just one thing. They can always get better.
Exactly.
One thing I didn't mention before, let's just do a quick shoot over here, is, what is that? Colonial Defense Force Ghost Ship. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have seen that. It's one that I saw that one video one time. It's like, it's so bad.
It's so bad, but no, there's Ghost Ship Aftermath, and there's Colonial Defense Force Ghost Ship.
Okay.
2 separate games now.
Is this even worse?
This is a new thing. No, actually, here's the thing. They have made it better, but it gets crazy in the sense of you're playing Ghost Ship, kind of it looks almost exactly the same, except you get more weapons this time. You can move a lot faster, but the enemies are still these stock model weird humans with weird animations, and there's literally you fight a flea, a grasshopper, and I think a cicada did.
A flea.
Yes.
A cicada. What the fuck?
Yes, really. I mean, it's weird. They didn't even try to look. They didn't even type in on the stock model website, hey, I need an alien or something.
Zombie.
No. Zombie. Jesus.
Bug.
Monster. Anything. No. They literally pulled bugs. I'm wondering if this game is really just for them to parody themselves. Okay, yes, sorry guys, our game was bad. Because they're not one of those developers that went out and shouted at all the press because their game was bad.
Yeah.
They were just okay, shit, our game's bad.
Yeah, okay, guys, sorry, it's bad. Well, here's something funny.
But here's the thing. While it's funny, it's still bad, but it's not as bad as Aftermath.
True.
And so, I don't know, but I can clearly see where they messed up a lot of things. But I had to just say something about that real quick.
I got you. I remember seeing a couple videos about it, but I thought it was the original Ghost Ship we saw before.
And that might be a good path for them to take as someone who can't really make a super good game. Is to just go full crazy and just make something kind of like Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Just oops, well, we're bad at making games, so
yeah. Look, here's a funny game, guys. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Goat Simulator has bugs out the wazoo, but is that game fun?
That's why I put in the reset button on the Goat Simulator. I couldn't fix it, so let's reset it back to where you were.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And they should just do the same thing with Ghost Ship. Everything's fucked up, reset.
Sorry, guys, I don't know what happened there. It's just messed up big time.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what Treyarch might be bringing out of the woodwork.
Yeah, woodwork for Call of Duty.
And seeing what they might make, because I still have faith in Treyarch. Although I do wish EA would give them a longer dev cycle so they could really just sit there and make an awesome story, make awesome new characters and environments, and maybe even rework the engine some.
Yeah, it'd be nice. As good as Call of Duty Advanced Warfare looks that I've seen so far, even I can still tell it's the same damn engine with just more bits strapped to it.
And I haven't played it yet, but I am kind of worried that the only reason the single player is better is just because Kevin Spacey's there.
That could be it. I do plan to harass him constantly in the game when I do play it.
I mean, he does a good job.
Yeah.
I will say that about the facial animation. They did a good job with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, all the opening cutscene I watched looks really pretty. All looks really good. So, like I said, I'm going to play it and see. Like I said, I am the weird person that enjoys the single player. I even enjoyed the worst one. I think it probably would have been Modern Warfare 3. It wasn't very good, story-wise. What I'm saying, story in Call of Duty, right? But it had a couple moments where I'm this is actually like World War 3. It's crazy, right? So it's kind of cool at least. So I hope there's still, I hope they have that feeling in Call of Duty where you're just like, I'm just a badass, and sometimes that's a nice feeling to have.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm one of the biggest proponents for Rage, which we even played before on one of the test runs.
Yeah.
Which is, you don't do anything in that game, the story sucks, but you're just sitting there running through and shooting things. So,
right, exactly.
And that can be what Call of Duty's about, but at least Rage has refined their shooting stuff down to a point to where it's just, like, amazing.
Right.
And that's what I think they could do if they gave them a longer dev cycle. It would be like, okay, we can just sit here and work on this stuff and polish it until it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then they would come out with the game and be like, whoa, what took you 5 years to make this game? And they'd be like, oh, sorry, we were making it awesome. Here you go.
Yeah, oh, it's an awesome game. Okay, you guys are blown away by this. And that could be what they need. That being said, though, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with a Call of Duty game that's kind of quickly pushed out, as long as it's like, as long as it doesn't have bugs in the multiplayer and that kind of stuff, because it does fit that role of being the online game that the working dad who's got 2 kids and a wife comes home from a long day at work and he's got some time to himself and just wants to play Call of Duty.
Well, you know what? Microsoft's getting crazy with their naming scheme, so maybe Activision should. They'll just make Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 1 2.
Yeah, there you go. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Advanced Warfare 2 3.
No, I like 1. I want Modern Warfare 1-2. So it's technically the first Modern Warfare, but it's the second iteration.
Second of the Modern. Okay, yeah.
And so it's kind of like back in that kind of 90s-ish feel. And I think maybe I'm just a hipster. Maybe it's the reason I liked Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare, is because it was just this like idea of like you were firing with these old M16s. Like it wasn't even like we were using, at the time that game was released, we were using newer M4s and M16s in Iraq.
Yeah,
than now.
In that game, yeah.
It was like, and even the cars looked old, like the armor looked old. The Russian dudes were running around with like the helmets that actual Russian dudes are running around with now.
Yeah.
And like, even though you were going through and doing all this stuff, it didn't seem like, oh, I'm just shooting this poor country's people. It seemed like someone has manipulated this whole situation into happening. A president, a person in power,
right, exactly,
has caused this happen. You get shot. You play as the president of an Arab country, the very beginning of it.
Yep.
And then you get shot in the face.
Yep. I remember that.
And then you go, what is it, after that? I think it's SAS after that. You go raid the ship, and then you go on to play as the Americans, and a fucking nuke is set off. Spoiler alert. A nuke is set off, and you die.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
that
fucking
that
crazy.
Whole scene of the aftermath when you're walking around the helicopter was just breathtaking. And I wonder if part of that maybe they can't capture that because it was so unexpected, you know?
Well, I think all they need to do is try to do the same thing, except do it in a more futuristic setting. They can even go to the extreme and play with those ideas, but like, there's no way we're gonna have a swarm. I'm sorry, but that Advanced Warfare scene was taken right out of The Matrix. You're literally on a turret that looks very similar.
Could be, yeah.
And then there's a swarm of ships flying around. And you have to shoot them down. Oh, what does that look like? It couldn't look like Sentinels in that one scene in Matrix where they're sitting there with the big robot suits.
I'll have you know that they don't shoot them all down. They use EMP to. Oh wait. Yeah, they use EMP.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something now.
I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be overly harsh on the game. I'm not just hating on EA.
No, it's
there's reason behind what I'm thinking.
Right, no, it is, and like you're all right though in the fact that it's been done before, and there's no creativity there, and like you said, it's very possible the reason to that is because they don't have 3 years to make it.
And I know that's not hard. I mean, I know it's not easy to come up with innovative gameplay, especially in something like a first-person shooter, which is still it's like an old genre, and it seems like everything's been done to death. But I feel like there's got to be something. There's got to be either a way you can refine it down to where it's just extremely fun. Mm-hmm. But Titanfall did it. Titanfall came up with they weren't the first person to do free running, but they made it to where you could like it just felt real nice just to move up the walls. Like there's not much in that game, but the stuff that is there is really well polished.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, funnily enough, though, the guys who made Titanfall used to make Call of Duty.
Yeah, I remember that. Speaking of innovating, real quick on the video here where we're at, they introduced this nice little feature. You can do a mind trick to the stormtroopers, and I absolutely love this force power. You just can tell them to do whatever you want to do. I'll be like, somewhere I come up here, I have it set up where I tell this guy to get away, he goes and jumps in the field. Yep, there he goes.
Okay.
I love that.
That works.
It's so fun to do. So yeah.
But anyways,
going on the topic thing there.
We've gone too much on about Call of Duty.
Yeah, we have a ton more to talk about.
I do have a fondness in my heart for Call of Duty 2 and the first Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I do.
But next up, let's go ahead and talk about Battlecry.
Battlecry. Now, I haven't heard much about this. Can you explain what it is?
Do you really want to know?
Sure, hit me with it.
No, it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's kind of like Team Fortress 2, except like more of a melee game instead of a ranged game, and they have a lot more like RPG type stats inside of it. And the best way I could even explain it, I'll even put it in the notes here. They showed off 3 characters today, and a few game modes and a few things that you can do. You have the Enforcer, which I consider the tank. You have a big sword that can't do too much damage, it does like average damage, and you can turn that sword into shield, but you have the most HP of everybody. Then they showed off the Tech Archer, which is like a ranged DPS character. They're ranged, so they can fire these arrows at people from a distance, but they also do quite a bit of damage. Although they're real weak, so it'd be easy for someone to come up and kill them quickly.
Yeah.
And then you have the Duelist, which is what I really think of as the DPS character. But they have a stealth component where they can turn invisible, and then they can do a lot of damage with their swords. And then turn invisible again and run away. But they also have low health, so they can be killed real easy. Now, these are not all the classes that are in the game, though. But I'm thinking there could be a very interesting, clear dynamic to the way these characters play in the game to like be very good for esports. It calls a lot of strategy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, strategy to it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, because like if we had a 3-man team and like one person can heal us, one person does DPS, and then one person is kind of like a tank to just block and take damage.
Yeah.
That could be very interesting. But it's in like a team warfare setting, so you're running around like it's a normal like third-person action game.
It's funny you mentioned that because as you were saying all that, you know what it reminded me of?
What?
BlizzCon's going on right now.
Yes.
Overwatch.
Yes.
It literally sounded like Overwatch. So.
But here's the thing. Have you ever? You never gotten real deep into Team Fortress 2, have you?
No.
That's how Team Fortress 2 is. There are interesting ways you can use tactics to do things because you have the medic.
Yeah.
You can heal people.
Right, exactly.
Just like in Evolve.
Yeah.
You can heal people, but everybody has to use their abilities together in order to achieve like the most
victory.
efficiency.
Yeah.
And it's funny to see people in Team Fortress 2 who is a trained team who has all the disciplines. You have engineer, you have pyro, you have medic, you have heavy, you have sniper, and spy. All those working together in the right way, you just obliterate anybody. That's where esports comes in handy with that, is because when you have 2 teams that are both very good at what they do, it becomes a very intense match.
Oh yeah, I can picture that. I've watched again going back to BlizzCon. I've been watching some of the esports for like Hero and things like that, and it's awesome to watch these top teams.
And I've seen a lot of games try to do what Team Fortress 2 did.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of crappy, but I'm actually excited about both Battlecry and Overwatch. Because while they are technically like a Team Fortress 2 kind of clone, they have differentiated themselves in a way that is interesting. Like for whatchamacallit, Battlecry, you have all these classes, but they're different. They're mostly melee classes, and your ranged people don't really use guns that much. They use bows. Yeah. And so it creates a different dynamic to the whole situation. Still similar, but different enough to where it's interesting. Now, Overwatch I really thought was interesting because it's like each character is a superhero, and they have their own ability to do things. Like you have the short British girl who can blink around to places.
Yeah, blink around, but her class is like assault, so she does damage, but she blinks around.
Yes.
That being said, they have the air guy.
It seems like each team has a counter to each other.
Exactly. Well, it's unique too is that I watched more gameplay video on it too. Those even though in the trailer you watch, right, and they clearly had the good guys and the bad guys.
Yes.
There's no sides. That evil Reaper looking dude can be on the side with that girl. So there's no sides to it. But they both play totally differently, but they both fill the same roles. Like you're saying, it's superheroes. But they have their own unique thing, but they also have the same role. I'm
thinking that's how Battlecry and that's how Overwatch will be. That's going to be very interesting. Yeah. But to go on about Battlecry, they did show off a couple things that are going to be really nice, which is you have this adrenaline meter. Kind of like a fighting game. Yeah. As you do more damage and as you are successful or even taking some amount of hits, you can gain adrenaline. once you have enough adrenaline, you go into an ultra, which is you have an ultra ability that makes you do more damage and just overall just be better in general.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. But you can use that to, like, say, like, if you're the duelist and you have a low amount of health, right?
Yeah.
But you come up against a guy who does high DPS and has a lot of health, like the Enforcer. He doesn't have a lot of health, or well, he does have a lot of health, but he doesn't do a lot of DPS. But since he does have so much health, one-on-one, he can technically take you out because you have so little health.
Right, exactly.
But when you use your Ultra like that, you should be able to take him on and destroy him, even if it's just that one person. Now, meeting a whole team of Enforcers, it would cause a bunch of problems.
Right.
But that's where you have to use your whole team in order in the strategy of it all.
Yeah.
And Overwatch actually seems the same.
Pretty much does. Like Overwatch had a couple things I talked about. Like what's kind of different Overwatch I've noticed is being able to switch your hero middle of the fight kind of thing. You're not stuck to one the entire game, which is a cool feature. But I mean, all this talk about it though makes me wonder. If you think about it, Evolve kind of fits this mold a little bit, at least part of it.
Yes.
Having the team and the monster, so it kind of fits the mold. Are we seeing more games like that now? Are we going to start seeing more games of this team versus team combat or team versus person combat?
Yeah, not to go back to Call of Duty, but that's one of the reasons that I like Call of Duty a lot, because it's kind of emergent multiplayer gameplay in Modern Warfare 1 was that each person had a role. You had heavy machine gunners that could cover, make people put their heads down, cover people, and and kind of, act as a support role.
Really like that in Call of Duty First Modern Warfare, though?
Yes, because here's the thing.
I don't remember like that.
Whenever I'd play in TWL, or we did competition matches, as a support gunner, I would use my machine gun to make people put their heads down. We'd throw smoke grenades to cover. I'd have to be equipped with smoke grenades to cover them. And we'd have other people that were snipers, so they could counter snipe ones in case we got pinned down, or just snipe people in general, like combat snipe, just quick scope people as best they could. And then you had just your general assault guys that would run around and do things like that. Now, it wasn't to the degree it is in, say, like Team Fortress or Overwatch or something, but it was there. Like, there was strategy there. And I think that games that look at this and tailor to this and add RPG stats and element could be really nice.
Could be. I just don't remember I remember playing Call of Duty for the first one. I don't remember it being that tactical. Well, I remember if you saw I played with my friends in like a tournament setting, each person kind of had a role, but it was more of you were watching your area, providing support, but you used what you were comfortable with.
Like I said, it was never planned it didn't seem like it was planned anyways to the degree that, like, say, Battlecry, Overwatch, or Team Fortress 2 is.
Yeah.
But overall, I still think it was very nice. And I think that what they've figured out to do with these games now, though, is they've been making them for a certain amount of time. Like, there's Counter-Strike.
Right.
But when they made Counter-Strike Go, which is the same, if you want that's there. You can still play Battlefield 2 if you want to. You can still play Battlefield 3. And then you can still play Battlefield Bad Company 2. And each of those have their own different type of strategy as team, combat things online.
Yeah.
Now, this all goes into online. There's the single player for these games isn't that bad. There's all kinds of different things you can do in those games in single player, but they're not multiplayer. There's a whole other level of stuff that goes on in multiplayer.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like my World of Warcraft to you. Like, I love team shooters, and I try to think of strategies that we can do, and I did play competitively, amateur competitively, for a while. But that's what they're tailoring to now. They can look at these games, see what needs to be emphasized, and see what kind of roles can be performed in these type of games to make it more fun and also make it more competitive. And then you can you can turn it into an esport game.
Yeah, I agree. I think the esport thing is probably help pushing it forward some too. But it is nice just in the fact that we're seeing one of these team games.
Yes.
And I wonder if they're getting the idea because they want people to play together. And one of the ways to kind of artificially force that is to have each person have a role. You need to perform in that role, or else you're not going to win. Yeah. And people want to win.
So they're going to boot you from the game.
Again, it could just be a type of trend we're seeing right now, though. Like, maybe next year or 2 years from now, way back to playing open world games like Grand Theft Auto. Everybody playing those or something, maybe. I don't know. Or Skyrim, a new Elder Scrolls game.
Funny you say something about that. In Grand Theft Auto 4, I told you about how me and the guys I used to play with on Xbox 360 would train, and we got down to a point to where we could move between cover each other, and effectively fight a whole team deathmatch battle in an open world setting without saying anything.
Yeah.
Like, it would literally be like, okay, I already know I need to move into cover here, but we would use bounding, which is a real military tactic, to go between cover and cover each other as we move the whole time. What I didn't tell you about was our free roam stuff. We would set up free roam servers where we'd have no blips on, and we would play in the same kind of PvP setting, except all 4 of us would stick together in a team. We'd have one guy in a helicopter that would act kind of like a UAV, identifying targets all around the map as he flew over us. We'd have 2 guys on the ground as assault, using M4s to bound between the area and scan for targets and take out anybody as necessary.
Yeah.
And then we had a sniper, which the helicopter pilot would drop off and pick up from the rooftops, and he would pick people off from the ground, just in case someone had a better weapon than us, or we needed to reload or whatever, or move. He could cover us while we were doing that. And then, of course, the helicopter pilot could cover as well if he really needed to. Or if we needed to get out of a jam real quick, we could run away into an alley. He could land, pick us up, and we'd just fly off.
That's cool.
It was very fun.
Yeah. I remember I played on both Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5 free roam. It was fun to do stuff like that with people. I enjoyed it.
And I can't wait for Grand Theft Auto 5, and that actually brings us into our new topic.
Yes.
Which is Grand Theft Auto 5 on the new consoles and PC. We have to say the new consoles because they are technically coming out.
This is another one of those moments of the video, the freaking cutscene. Like, the subtitles are still going.
Hold on. Why is John McCain in Star Wars?
Good question.
He's evil, right? In this game.
Yes, he's the Baron.
I wonder if someone did that on purpose.
They probably did. I don't understand. I just don't understand why the cutscenes.
I don't know if John McCain's actually evil, but he's certainly crazy as shit. But that's probably just because he's like 100 years old?
Probably.
You know, I mean, can't blame him. I'll probably be crazy about that too. Things will probably have changed. People won't even be worried about the same issues we're concerned about now. And we're just going to be like, no, these kids are stupid.
Your dad, get off my damn lawn.
Yeah, and, you know, that'll happen. But I'm hoping that when I get that old, I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm wrong about this stuff. Like, I don't know the politics of space. You kids grew up with it. I'm sorry. I'm just going to back off.
I'm just back here on Earth still.
I'm just going to sit here on Earth and drink my whiskey.
Or
sit on my spaceship and drink whiskey.
There you go. Or you could be like, in Grand Theft Auto 5, I just take a shotgun and go crazy. So I'm bringing it back to Grand Theft Auto 5 there?
Just start smashing in bikers' heads with my feet.
Yep.
And killing heroin addicts.
Exactly. Selling heroin.
That's not crazy at all.
Alright. So what else we learned with Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC?
Well, let's get the most boring thing out of it. Well, it's not the most boring thing. It's actually pretty cool.
Alright.
Since I don't have a vinyl player, it doesn't really pertain to me, and so I'm just like, I want one. I'm gonna kill you.
Over here.
I'm gonna kill you. I just remember
that you have
DJ
one. Table. I got one right over there.
We might get this.
Okay.
I don't know why.
We want it,
but it'll happen. They have a 59-track vinyl and CD collection.
You can buy the soundtrack on vinyl.
Yes, on vinyl. So you can put
you
can put it on a record player. It has the big cases and everything, fancy artwork on the cases. You put it on your record player and you listen to the soundtrack of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Okay.
59 different songs. So for vinyl, that's probably going to mean you're going to have 59
at least
things.
10 discs, maybe vinyl records, maybe.
No, you'll probably have. Well, maybe they've advanced.
You can have 4 to 5. I remember going way back now when I was a kid. I remember messing with my dad's turntable, and a big one, could have 4 to 5 songs on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. All I knew about was from my grandmother they had one of those big things sitting in their house that could play cassette tapes and 8-track, and then also a vinyl.
Yeah.
All mixed into one. So the things they had were Bach and Beethoven, and it was only one song per side. You had to flip it over and
I remember there being 5 per side. I think it was or something like that. So it wasn't too bad, I don't think.
But anyways, that's coming out there, so we can.
Before we go any further, I have a question about this. Why? Why for Grand Theft Auto 5?
So you can be a fucking hipster.
Yes.
Guess what? Guess who's buying it?
You are.
No. Well, I mean, I might.
You fucking hipster. What?
Max Scoville is.
Oh, God. I can see him buying it. I mean, I'm tempted to kind of buy it, too.
I mean,
Because vinyl.
Yeah, it's old. It's
You look like,
weird,
look, it's old technology, guys. The vinyl.
You know what they need to do?
What?
They need to release. They need to release the soundtrack, audio only, maybe with some music videos or something or whatever, VHS. For us 90 kids.
No, I'm thinking what's going to happen is they're going to release all the cutscenes Grand Theft Auto 5 on Laserdisc. You'll never find a player for it, but by God, do you have it.
The 8-track Grand Theft Auto soundtrack.
Yep.
Oh, wait, even better. Betamax.
Betamax. Yep, Betamax all the way, everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Betamax is clearly better video quality, Anthony. It's got better features. It feels more sturdy. It's a better product. That's what we sound like back when...
We sound like fucking hipsters right now, Jesus.
Oh, God. All right.
Anyways,
more news, Grand Theft Auto?
let's get on to the cool topics about Grand Theft Auto 5.
All right.
Which is 4K on PC.
I heard that.
Why do I want to play Grand Theft Auto on 4K on my PC? That's going to look ridiculous.
I don't know. It's just because it's cool.
Maybe we can downsample your graphics card and put it on the TV, and we'll project our video in 4K. So nobody can watch it.
Yeah, so no one can watch it. The only videos I've seen on YouTube in 4K are like science videos that are basically just drawings.
Oh, and you haven't seen the large pixel collider from PC Gamer?
No.
I need to show you that.
Okay.
They built a PC, a really custom built PC. Like they have people custom cut water tubes. And they have like 4 NVIDIA GTX Titans on there to play games at 4K and put them on their YouTube channel. Anybody who's watching should check that out. Like,
yeah.
Like that, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Some games, some of the older games don't look all that great, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Other than that, the real big news. Stop looking at me like that. I know I'm hitting the table.
I thought you had the cable. I'm like, what's that noise? Okay.
Anyways, first-person view mode.
Yes,
Grand Theft Auto, built in.
That looks really cool, actually.
For cars, for guns, for everything.
Yeah,
you can play
the
entire game through in first person.
Yep, that looks... That's going to be amazing, actually. It makes a whole new game, pretty much.
You've already beaten Grand Theft Auto 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, I've played through up until a couple missions into the Trevor part. Mm-hmm. So I haven't beaten the game all the way through, but that first-person view mode on Grand Theft Auto 5 for PC might really get me to play all the way through. Because I was watching them ride the bikes on the trailer, and the sense of speed that they were getting as they were flying by cars was insane.
Yeah, it was.
Hopping off and like shooting people with the machine guns, and they've actually like detailed out the scopes and stuff on there.
Yeah, the scopes actually make a difference now.
It's like, oh,
it actually has a little red dot sight there and everything for you.
Hey guys, guess what? We've thrown the good parts of Call of Duty into Grand Theft Auto 5 now. Except it's open world and you can fly jets and things.
It'd be pretty cool. I do feel like, I know in the big like first person view trailer they had for it, they had that one mission where you're flying the airplane and the biker's hanging off the side of the wing.
Yes.
And it was really cool to look over and like to see him there. Although I feel like I'd probably play the first person mode every once in a while, but I'd probably say third person, because I feel like you miss some things in Grand Theft Auto game in first person.
Well, I thought about that too. I thought about like, okay, you're not looking at the biker though, so you may not see it fall off. And I think one of the reasons they did that in the trailer was just because they know everybody's going to have their head glued to the side of that window when that happens, and so they don't want to show you the climactic death of said biker. But also, just the idea of you turning your head away, like, when you're really flying a plane in real life, you're going to turn your head away from the wing because you need to fly the fucking plane. You're taking off from a goddamn runway.
There's a hill in front of you, goddammit.
Yeah, like, so you have to get off the ground and do that properly, otherwise you're going to crash and die.
Yeah.
So you probably wouldn't be concerned about the crazy motherfucker that's trying to kill you on the wing. You'd probably just be like, look away, and you can do that, but you're still flying the thing.
Yeah.
But since it's a video game, too, and these controls are easier,
man.
you can turn your head and just
stand
around.
You know what just hit me?
Ooh.
You know what that game could use? The track IR, whatever it is, they use like in space sims. Yeah. Picture that flying the thing and playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and using your head. That'd be cool.
Hold on, you really haven't thought about one of the reasons they did the first person view mode?
It's because of that?
I'm sure there's developers that didn't have time, engineers at Rockstar who were like, damn, we don't have the time to do Oculus support, but we really want to.
Oh, man.
And you know some modder's going to be like, first day, just be like, I don't know why they didn't put it in, but I did.
Yeah, and feel all cool about it. Little they know they planned it off in the beginning.
You can play
the modders do it
Grand
for them.
Theft Auto and Oculus.
Maybe they're not good at doing Oculus support, so the modders will do it and then they'll adopt it.
I know. I just think they don't have enough time because like I said, whenever they have those type of engineers working on things. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the mic.
Well, into man, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, it's good. But they, the engineers get moved on to other games, so they only have a limited amount of time they can work on the PC and console port. But that's probably why they delayed it, because they were probably like, that one developer was like, no, we really need the first-person support, please, please, Jesus, because you know he's going to play afterwards. Second that mod comes out, that engineer's going to download that mod and play it and be like, yes, this is what I wanted.
Yes,
because
I believe it.
Most of those people that work at Rockstar that make Grand Theft Auto love making Grand Theft Auto because this is the game they want to make.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to make that game? It's awesome.
Exactly. Oh man, I just thought about it though. If they introduce the Oculus support to it, picture oh man, it might be harder than you think to add Oculus support to it because if you made it where they can look their head around, right, to move the camera, your body's still facing forward. It's kind of a weird disconnect. Unless they can somehow, I don't know.
It wouldn't be a weird disconnect, and that's one of the things they talked about is whenever your body moves in Oculus with your head, it is weird then. When your head's just moving around back and forth, sorry if I'm speaking too quietly into the mic, but when your head's just moving around, it actually feels more natural. You get a sense of presence. You feel like you're really there because that's how you look in real life. You don't realize it, but you're always looking around.
Yeah, but like moving the aim of the weapon though, be kind of. I'll see. I'm sure it won't be that bad actually. It's just it's going to be different.
It'd be interesting. I mean, we can't confirm that. Obviously, I don't think Rockstar is working on it. They've done the first person part, but that does leave time for people to mod in Oculus support.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like they did with Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation was there probably because some engineer got bored on the weekend and decided to make it.
Just on the weekend.
But they didn't put it into the published game because it's not a polished piece of code.
Right.
But then some guy went in there and was like, oops, unlocked it. There you go.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go now.
Now you can play with your Oculus.
Yep.
So that's going to be pretty interesting. I will probably play through the entire game in first person just because I love first person games.
You should do a playthrough of it. Put it on the channel.
I may very well do that.
It'll be a long playthrough channel, but go for it.
I know. It'll be like, God, how many hours is that?
Oh my God, I don't even know how long I've spent on Grand Theft Auto 5 on the console.
But you know what? I may just do it because that game, like I don't like the driving in that game. I've made that apparent numerous times, but playing that game all the way through in first person, a whole playthrough in first person would be like, hey, this is like Half-Life, except it's not Half-Life. You're playing, you have a big open world, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yep.
The only problem with that would be is that most of the time in Grand Theft Auto, whether I'm playing a mission or not, meeting someone to hang out in the game or just doing a side mission, I fly the helicopters like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I just fly helicopters and planes. I'll land planes in weird places. Like, oh, there's a highway. I'll just land my plane there.
Yep, excuse me. Yep.
Because the cops don't care as long as you don't kill anybody. So...
Pretty much.
It's like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to land my plane in this highway.
I still need to try the Watch Dogs mod for Grand Theft Auto.
Yes, that sounds cool. Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah,
also, we are doing a
maybe
playthrough.
Maybe they'll put it in 5.
Maybe. I'm sure someone will.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I think they would.
That's going to be so good.
It'd be awesome.
Anyways, which is that's kind of the point where I was like, when they saw that mod, I was like, well, I guess I don't need Watch Dogs anymore because I do like Grand Theft Auto 4 a lot, but now it has Watch Dogs in it.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, console people. I mean, that we're blabbing on so much about PC mods, but
it's
Watch
PC.
Dogs and
Grand Theft Auto combined.
I mean, yeah, like okay, yeah. Oh, I mean, you could just play Grand Theft Auto, or you could just play Watch Dogs. Well, I can play them both together.
Now,
and I have everything.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then I can download like giant monster trucks to drive around Liberty City and just like run people over. Except now that it's 5, I'm gonna have giant monster trucks to run around in
first person while hacking in first person.
What the fuck am I doing in my life?
Yeah. No, I don't know what's going to do anymore.
I'm sure someone's going to make like a custom MMO server for GTA Online and for PC and just add MMO stats and...
Oh god, yeah, probably will.
And then we're going to be fucked. Our lives will be ruined.
we won't be anymore, guys. We know what happened to us.
And it'll still all work on controller.
Yep. Somehow it'll all bind together properly.
All right, I think we gabbed on enough about GTA 5.
Good. I was trying to distract you guys from me dying multiple times here because this part's a bitch.
It's okay. Austin's bad at games. One day we'll do a Ramble Over where we both play Company Heroes 1v1.
I'm not good at RTSs.
No.
Against our people.
Austin, think of the money that might be made.
The money. Your money.
It's not my money. This is a joint venture.
I'm not good. We can try, but I'm not good at it.
We'll see what happens.
If you can't tell, I'm more of a single player type gamer.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even if we do bad, it'll be okay. But I haven't played in so long. Although I used to like watch demos like all the time.
All the time. I haven't played so long. I mean, I only played 2 weeks ago. I mean,
It's been okay. No, honestly, it's been probably about 4 to 5 months since I played. And that's just because Company Heroes 2 came out. We all thought that was going to be good, and then my RTS group was like, yeah, you know what? That's not good. Let's just go back to playing Dawn of War 2 again.
Dawn of War 2 is a good game.
Now, I haven't played Dawn of War 2. I've played Dawn of War 1.
You need to play Dawn of War 2.
But Company Heroes is very similar, but I still just like the World War II theme so much. Now, what they really need to do is a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 style Company of Heroes.
Oh, God.
Do you know how fucking cool that would be?
That'd be pretty cool.
Like tanks, just M1 Abrams driving around,
That would be
and
cool.
then like they got the old Russian tanks that's like fucking Afghanistan bought, and we're just riding around doing that shit. That would be fucking awesome.
That would be cool.
Or fuck, you don't want to be offensive. You don't feel like that's too soon. Desert Storm.
Yeah. There you go.
Everybody had tanks. People had jets at that point.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be so good.
That would be
Collecting
good.
resources around the map, and then just. I mean, the war was about oil.
I see what you're getting at there. I like it. This could work. This could potentially work.
One thing I also want in that RTS game, though, is I want the sniper to have a ghillie suit on, and I want him. I don't want the invisibility thing that was like in Company Heroes. I want his ghillie suit to be the only cover he has, except don't show it whenever you hover over the sniper. Don't show it for the opposite player. If
He can see if hovers over it.
You can normally, yes, but don't show that on this one. Just be like, okay, when he's in stealth, it won't show the little HUD icon saying this
Shouldn't
is a sniper.
show up anyways at all if he's stealth.
Exactly, and that'd be nice, because then what you can do is have snipers that aren't technically invisible, but if the player knows how to position them right, their ghillie suit will completely camouflage them with the environment. And so, like, the thing I thought about was putting everybody in type ghillie suits, and then a convoy.
I don't know if that would really work.
Convoy of Humvee comes by, and you have a bunch of guys in ghillie suits, and you put like mesh netting over certain Humvees and things like that. And then, come time they're driving down this road, you push the right button or something on your controller or keyboard, or whatever. They unveil their camouflage netting and just unload on that convoy.
Cool. It's kind of, I think.
Ambush.
You ever play Command & Conquer Generals?
Yes.
The American Sniper? That kind of worked pretty well. You just stop moving, you go invisible, basically.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But one thing that Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare 1 proved to me is that you can have camouflage in a game, as long as the art style is consistent, will blend you in with the environment.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to use actual stealth skills.
Yeah, it would be cool to see like that in RTS. I don't know how well it'd work, but it looked pretty cool.
Did you play the DLC for Company Heroes?
No.
In the DLC of that, you play as a sniper, and it kind of plays like these newer MOBA games, where you have direct aiming of the sniper.
That's pretty cool.
And it's nice. And the same thing for the tank as well.
That is nice. That is pretty cool, actually. I like that actually a lot.
It's very fun, and you can actually play multiplayer game modes like that. And so I thought it would be cool if they just kind of combine the two efforts. Like, you can still play it like an RTS if you want to, but you can take control of the sniper or tank like that kind of MOBA style game if you want.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Or, throw a little bit of XCOM in there.
Yeah. That'd be awesome, actually.
I mean, we need to play XCOM.
We should play it one time. I got it on my PC. I don't have my save anymore or not, but we'll play it. It was fun.
It doesn't matter. I can beast through the first couple of levels, no problem.
It wasn't that hard.
It wasn't that hard. It was good.
Yeah, it was a good game.
How far are we? Oh, Jesus, Scott, we've been talking for a while. We ain't even halfway through the topics.
I knew it wouldn't happen. Don't worry. That's why I got an extra 30 minutes on this footage for us.
We're almost an hour through, and we haven't even gotten down the first page.
Well, quickly, hurry! What's up? What's next? What's up?
Okay. Stop yelling at me!
Look at the test! Don't look at me!
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, Jesus! What were we even doing?
I don't know. I have an excuse. I've had a little bit of whiskey. Austin does not have an excuse.
I just how I am.
I'm just
naturally high.
Dog.
I get high on life, bitch.
Well, good for you.
Are we saying that?
You get high on World of Warcraft. You're like,
I haven't played WoW in a long time, but I guarantee you, BlizzCon has kind of gotten me a little bit of contact high. And I promise you, when the expansion releases, I will be getting high on Warcraft.
Well, we're going to go ahead and jump to this topic then, because I've been playing this recently again, just one for research, but also just because I like the game anyways, which is EVE Online.
EVE Online?
The Phoebe update.
I have looked into that game many times, and it does look very, very cool. But I have never played it, and I cannot bring myself to play it. The original reason I stayed was because it seemed too much like just a spreadsheet the game, which even you said that, yeah, it kind of is at times. But also, I'm so into WoW, I have no time for an MMO.
Okay, I can understand the WoW part and not wanting to switch MMOs. That's fine.
Not so much switching. I've played multiple MMOs at the same time before. So I have no time anymore.
We know about your affair with WildStar.
And also SWTOR, Star Wars The Republic, and that's about it, really.
Anyways, we know about those affairs.
And your mother. What? Alright, sorry, go ahead.
Anyways.
EVE Online?
Yeah, so I've been playing that a little bit. They did the Phoebe update to simplify the user interface and add in some cool features. And I've played it before, I've liked it, but it wasn't enough for me to buy a subscription. Because at the time, also, I was playing City of Heroes, which I fucking loved because...
That was a fun game.
Going back into Call of Duty, I made Captain Price in City of Heroes, where I had a machine gun and a beret and like a cool beard, and I was...
That's cool.
I flew around in the air, shooting monsters and things. It was nice. I liked it a lot.
That's what I wanted Captain Price to be. They wanted him to be a superhero.
And then I could pay a little bit of money, and it would switch over, and I would be a villain all of a sudden. So it was good, yeah. And PvP was amazing. And one of the most amazing experiences I heard about from one of the other guys I played with was he told me a story he was playing in PvP, and he could teleport things away, but he could also teleport things to other areas. So when they were playing PvP, he had a guy that was out of the PvP area he was in. The guy would create a turret. He would warp to the turret, teleport the turret to the battlefield right there where everybody else was, and the turret would just mow everybody down.
That's cool.
Because they didn't have time to beat it up while it was building.
Yeah.
Because he teleported it to the PvP zone.
That's cool.
It was like, alright, and for me... I would constantly just sit there and be a cocky bastard and fly over everybody while we were going through a dungeon and just be like, I got my machine gun and I'm flying over everything. Oh, you're getting hit by those monsters? Well, that sucks for you. I'm flying.
Yeah, I can fly over here now.
And then I also had fatigues on and looked like a military badass. So
military badass Captain Price.
See, why do we need Call of Duty when we have company heroes or city heroes?
You know what? Good point.
Although
City Heroes is closed now, right?
Yeah, it's out of business.
Yeah.
God, it was so good though.
It was good. I played it. It was good.
I liked it a lot. But anyways, back to EVE. I played it. The interface is nice again, and the upgrades they've made over time have actually attracted me to the game, and I may actually go back and buy a subscription now because I was playing through it, and I don't know why, but it just has that drown out type thing to me, to where I can sit there and just watch a YouTube video on the side and play it. And I'm not even doing anything. I'm sitting here rearranging my scan probes to scan for cosmic anomalies to fly towards them to hack their boxes and get some loot.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, that's not much. I'm not really engaged in it, and half the time I'm just sitting there drinking some coffee while I'm playing the game, and watching the YouTube video, but I am doing something, and I'm training my skills, and I'm riding around, and it's very fun.
Right.
And for me, I've tried playing World of Warcraft. And I know you play World of Warcraft, but I just can't get into it. And it's not, part of it is because there is an immensity to the scale. Reading all those stats comes into play, but then I can sit there and play EVE Online.
Yeah.
And you have way more stats.
Yeah.
You have stats that you don't even know about because you have to go out in the universe to find them.
Yeah.
And I'll learn them just fine. I can handle all of it. It's in a big list. But what other better way are you going to do that? If they did the Skyrim thing where they cut it down and said, hey, you just have these items. You would probably complain because you'd be like, okay, I don't know how much DPS this item does. I don't know how much defense this item does. I don't know what this item does for me. So you have to have those things.
Right.
So the list isn't all that bad at that point because you're just looking at the same things as any other MMO.
Right.
Except you're flying a spaceship and it's cool looking.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool.
And
that's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to Star Citizen, if it actually pans out really well.
Well, yeah. But you know my feelings on Star Citizen.
I know. We talked about it on our show, yeah? We have.
No, we haven't. But that's actually the next topic we can go into.
Okay. I know they recently showed off the, I say recently, like a week at this point, the FPS module for Star Citizen.
Yes.
And
the first-person combat.
And it looks okay. Like, it's not what I didn't... when they announced that you could do the first person, I was really excited. Like, okay, cool, it's kind of unique. And it's unique in the fact that you're playing... It's an MMO. You're playing your character. If you get shot in combat, in a first-person combat scenario, especially a headshot, you could die. You could lose that character. Now, they've explained how it's going to work. Like, you'll get a descendant character, so you won't really lose your ships or anything. But you actually have a stake in it, though. Because your character in that game is going to have, like, a legacy and things you've done. It's going to be attributed to your character, not your account. So, it's kind of unique in that fact that it could potentially be tactical because you have to make sure you survive.
Yes, and I do like that idea.
Yeah.
I like the way that it looks because I played FTL. Have you ever played it?
Yes. I love that
But
game.
you have like oxygen and engineering and all this stuff and gravity generators, and if the other person on the other side targets those things, it blows it up. But it's only single player.
Right.
This is online, and if you blow up someone's like oxygen generator, they run out of air. They go into first-person mode. They have to get to an escape pod and get off the ship before anything happens, or they just die.
Exactly.
And then they have to restart back at whatever hub world they have, and possibly purchase a new ship or whatever.
Yeah.
Which sounds cool. I like that. But I'm still just worried about the main game development process. Did you hear that? Sound like Siri.
Too. Could have been the phone or something here.
Oh, I'm sitting on my phone.
Oh.
All right,
anyways. Siri interrupting our conversation about Star Citizen.
Shut up, Siri.
She's jealous.
Yeah.
Because we won't have new AI to replace her.
Yeah, exactly. There is an AI in EVE Online.
Okay.
It gives you tutorial information.
There's a AI in Star Citizen, I'm pretty sure there will be. Actually, no, there will be, because you can... They talked about... I've followed that game for a while. You can do all kinds of cool things. You can, like, link your turrets to that kind of stuff.
Now, how cool would it be if you could actually just link Siri to your Star Citizen turrets and your whole ship and just talk
That'd
to your
actually be
phone?
pretty cool, because while you're at... Could you picture being at work and, like, bringing Siri up? Like, Siri, status the ship, please. And she gives you a reading of the ship in-game. That'd be awesome.
Imagine even just being able to view where you're... Like,
because then you could give...
Say you're taking a particularly long journey from one solar system to another. It's going to take you a while. Even on autopilot, you have to make multiple jumps to get to that area. Just imagine watching that on your phone. Like, you just check it during work. You're like, okay, I'm this distance.
Yeah.
But it's going to take me like 3 hours to get there.
If you're doing shipments, like if you're moving between save systems, right? You're not going to get attacked or anything. You'll be fine. Or it's very low chance of being attacked.
Yeah.
Just switch over to your AI, Siri, on your phone, and tell her to do it. That'd be awesome.
Just be like, hey, Siri, travel to Tesseract system with danger level 4. If everything's okay, just autopilot.
Right, exactly.
And then she'd go, okay. And then you just fly there in the game.
Yep.
And then if you want to, you can actually pop open the game on your phone and just look at it and just be like,
now we're getting fancy.
ooh.
Now we're getting really fancy.
Yeah, okay, that's nice. Oh, my skill's done training. Let me queue up a few more skills to train. Just having a wank over here about cool ideas.
Yep. Guys, we're printing money for you. So any developers out there, just get in touch with us.
Yes.
Let us know. We're just printing money here.
You can print money for yourself and print money for us.
Exactly. We'll share.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We're fair people.
Exactly. What else we got going on?
All kinds of damn things.
Well, I know the big one for me is BlizzCon. I've been watching BlizzCon and everything. Really enjoyed it. They announced the Overwatch, of course, mentioned it. I've got I don't have anyone I really know there, but people that I do trust their opinions, like online, like YouTube people, critics, that kind of stuff, say the game is very, very fun. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't play many first-person shooters on the PC because I'm freaking weird. Not only do I like Call of Duty single player, I also don't like playing with a mouse and keyboard on first-person shooters. I like having a controller. I can get used to it. I've played them before with mouse and keyboard, but I prefer controller.
You're a shithead. I'm just kidding.
That being said, though, I haven't done it since I got my new Logitech G600 mouse.
You have a mouse with one of those crazy, like, 12-button mice on the side. Yeah, and, like, you're like, oh, no, I don't like playing with keyboard and mouse. But
for first-person shooters, I play anything else with mouse and keyboard.
Okay, anyway. You'll play Grand Theft Auto 4 with mouse and keyboard?
No, that's shooter.
See, that's the thing. For something like Grand Theft Auto or Skyrim or one of those type of games, I like using a controller. Like, because it's third-person kind of combat game. Even for, like, what's that game? Loadout. On there. I'll play that with the controller.
Yeah.
But for Team Fortress 2, for Call of Duty, for Battlefield, anything like that, I mean, hell, The Sims 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to play with the keyboard and mouse because it just works better
How do you
way.
play Sims 3 with a controller?
You know, I don't even know if
I don't think that's a good comparison.
I don't know if they made a console version of that, but they did make a console version of 2.
Okay, well, because I would play Sims with a mouse and keyboard. I just don't. I grew up playing on console, so I'm used to playing on the controller.
This is why I think the whole PC and console war is so stupid. Is because I did grow up playing on consoles.
Yeah.
But about the same time, I played on PC too, so I'm fine with either of them. I think there's some games that work better for consoles.
Right.
And I think there's some games that work better for PC. But at the current point in time, we have all these console controllers that work just fine on PC, so you can play all those console games on your PC with better graphics, mods, and you still got controller support.
Exactly. That's why I just prefer playing controller. Like I said, I will play on mouse and keyboard if I have to. Like with the Overwatch, no one said, I'll probably play mouse and keyboard on that. Yeah. If I start off playing it. Plus, like I said, I haven't, with my mouse, I have not tested it yet, but it has a nice DPI change on the third button over here. It makes it easier to aim down sights. I'm going to cheat and use that.
Can you even switch over to controller support on Overwatch?
They haven't talked about it at all yet. I have no idea what kind of specs
How
they have.
Fuck would that work?
Well, truthfully, looking at the gameplay videos so far and like the character videos, they've only got like you have your WASD, mouse, left click shoot, right click is some your special, shift is one special, space is another if your character has it. Then it's E and Q. E and Q are the like their other ability hotkeys. So you literally don't have many abilities to macro. So a controller could work.
Their abilities kind of look like they have the same type of set of abilities as Evolve.
Yeah, it kind of also reminded me a little bit of Smite too. Or Smite.
I never played Smite.
I haven't played it. I just watched it, and it's a third-person MOBA.
Well, okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying it reminded me of Smite. It's not really Smite, but
in Team Fortress 2, you just roll your mouse wheel.
Ooh, revolutionary.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's called a first-person shooter. Get with the times.
Yep.
I do think there is at least one more topic we should cover during this time. There's, of course, a bunch of stuff happened at BlizzCon and whatnot.
Yeah, all the tournaments were cool to watch. Not much WoW news at BlizzCon this year, but the expansion's coming out next week.
Yeah, I mean, they've already talked about Lords of Draenor because they already knew nobody wanted to wait for that. Everybody was just like,
I was. They had a panel for it, right? Like they talking about the level, their choices they made when the ability pruning, that kind of stuff. Some people find it interesting.
Some people, yeah, okay, no, I'm just playing.
Douchebag.
I know some people find it interesting. It's probably the same thing as whenever I talk to Eve about Eve to Austin. He's probably just like falling asleep here. The same thing for me for WoW. I'm just like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I think you should play WoW again. It'd be fun.
I mean, I've played it before.
If you buy it, you get a free level 90.
Do you want to buy it for me?
No. Not
okay.
right
now. All right.
Maybe later.
I mean, my birthday's in like a year, so.
Yeah. It's every year.
Yeah. Once a year. I mean,
yeah,
come on
now.
No, but the thing I wanted to talk about, for sure, at least just to get this off, is something that I think is big news because I'm a Nintendo fan. And this can be the last thing we talk about, but Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask? What about it? I enjoyed it.
It's a good game, but they're about to release it for Nintendo 3DS.
Like redo it?
Completely redo it.
Huh. Whole new graphics and everything? Or just... That could be cool. That could be really cool.
It could be really cool, and I've played a couple of the Zelda games on my 3DS. Or excuse me, I have a DS Lite, so I played it on there. But this might be the reason for me to buy Majora's Mask, which is it's another 3D Zelda game that's really, really goddamn fun.
Yeah, it is. Now I think it'd be cool. Go ahead.
Persona Q is coming out for the 3DS.
Oh yeah, and you talk about that all the time.
That's two really nice games coming out for 3DS that I really, really want to play.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it'd be cool if they remade Majora's Mask, hell, even Ocarina of Time. Like, remade them, like, remaster them in, like, Twilight Princess graphics.
That would be cool.
I think that'd be cool. Put them out on Wii U or whatever, because they would never go anywhere else.
You know what they really need to do, though, is just...
Let us play some VR games on the PC.
I mean, yeah, that'd be cool, too.
If that never happened.
But I would like the Wind Waker on my DS. Because I don't think the Wind Waker would ever work on an iPhone.
I don't think it would, no.
But it could work on the DS. It would be difficult to get the things to look right. It might look pretty crappy. But just to have, like, an open-world game I could start up at any time and just play and run around and do things would be pretty nice.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to do. It'd be pretty fun. There was something I heard about that I did want to talk about, though.
Alright.
Far Cry 4. The specs released for that game. And you mentioned it, and I saw it too. They are noticeably lower than Assassin's Creed Unity and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Do we really... but yeah, I mean, like...
You're like, what? What about it? You're like,
It's just... It should seem obvious, but...
Well, see, here's the thing.
The game looks
at
least as equally as good.
Yeah, real quick. You say that. It seems obvious. But truthfully, not until I met you did I realize how much of this coding stuff plays a role in this stuff.
Well, yeah.
I would have thought Call of Duty is just that big because they just have a bunch of crap in there. But it's not always that. It's how it's coded and how it's optimized.
Well,
You told me before.
They can just crap it out on a daily basis.
Yeah, and it's probably done very poorly. And it makes me wonder, from all this information, we know Call of Duty. It's been pushed out really quick. You know, this is the first time it's been 3 years rather than 2. 3 years is still very fast for a game, especially one that
Indeed.
an advanced one. But, you know, what makes me worry about that is, okay, so a Far Cry 4 looks really, really good, right? I've seen Assassin's Creed Unity and stuff so far. It looks very pretty. Hope it actually plays that way, but it looks very pretty. They also require ridiculous specs.
Yes.
Is it not coded very well?
I try to think that at some points, but also it comes into the idea of, are they fudging those specs just to sound more appealing to PC gamers?
That's true, yeah.
Like, you need this amount of specs to do this thing, so you have to upgrade your PC. It's easy enough to, like, basically de-optimize your game to where it requires a lot to run. And so it could just be a marketing ploy.
It could be.
To get PC gamers to buy it, because in the past they didn't pay a lot of attention to the PC ports, so people are kind of stopped buying them because they're like, if they're not going to put in the effort, we're not going to play it anyways.
Right, exactly.
Like, I just don't care. There's other things to play on PC, especially with all these indie games coming out.
Yeah.
And some indie games are even cheaper. So, like, with this new one, I think they may have just been like, okay, look how many specs you need. You have to have this massive computer. So that means we've paid a lot of attention to it on the PC, even though they may not have. They may have just got them to de-optimize it and then send it out on its way.
Yeah, it could be the case. I mean, I think you're right about the marketing thing, because you always see those videos afterwards where it's like, well, here's the specs for the game. A couple weeks later, oh, look, here's a trailer where you play it on an NVIDIA graphics card. Look how good it looks, and it's in your price range.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, like, see, the thing is like Shadow of Mordor. They fudged the specs on that a little bit, too.
Yeah.
But my computer was way below those specs, but it played it just fine.
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
so I agree with that for sure.
But I don't know. I mean, that's just the way things are, you know. It's marketing stuff. You can't pay too much heed to that. Just let journalists waste their money on those video games and then buy it from them.
Yeah, yeah. Now, have you heard anything from the Borderlands pre-sequel? I know they talk about.
I remember. I think I put something on the
Handsome
list.
Jack's going to be playable.
Yes. Oh yeah, Handsome Jack.
That's. I mean,
I forgot about that.
I don't. Do you know this? Have they any videos about it? Like words?
Not that I've seen.
Okay. I wonder how it's going to be, because I know they talked about. I still want to play the game. I need to get that game played. So we both need to get it and play.
Yes,
it one
of
time.
course. I mean, I am interested in it. It does not look like quite as polished as the older games, but it still looks very fun.
It does.
And
the same type of humor and everything. So I want to play it. I'm just curious as what what that's going to look like and everything here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we'll see. But
yeah. Okay, I guess that's all the stuff we have. We had a couple other things, but they weren't that interesting, really. Like the Assassin's Creed musical. The fuck is that?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Just run down the rest of it here,
Okay.
and let's see what we got.
Let's see here. We got
real quick. We
real
just
quick.
a couple seconds per
quick.
topic.
Yeah, Nintendo reconsidering position on region locking.
Woo, yeah, cool.
Ooh,
Now
cool.
we
We
can play
get some
those
games.
hentai games.
Yeah. Ooh, baby.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Yeah. Borderlands 3, we talked about that. Star Citizen, talked about that. Alone in the Dark 2.5-ish.
2.5D-ish. That's where they got like these kind of voxely characters and they're running around the dark. they haven't showed too much on it. It looks interesting for like an indie game, but I don't really know how great it's going to be. We'll see.
I gotcha. The big one, pools are now in Sims 4.
We already talked about that.
I know, but it's like, but that's
I know
the
we
big
talked
one,
about
man.
that before recording. Whoops. Shame on me.
Look, I don't remember either. I was talking about it a little bit.
Don't know if we can kill people in the pools in Sims 4, but they
Yeah, man, everyone wants to know. Well, we can end the miserable Sims lives.
Blame EA.
Yeah, EA and whatever that guy's name is who made it. I forget the developer's name.
Actually, he's gone from EA.
Is he gone now?
Yeah, he's instead of Maxis Games, he's Phyrexis Games.
Oh, he's so original.
I can't remember his name. God damn it! Someone's gonna hate on me.
Link and his Master Cycle coming to MK8. Whatever you said there. I don't know if that's what you mean.
Yeah, they're adding Link to Mario Kart 8, and he can drive on his Master Cycle, which is just a motorcycle.
Well, I mean, it's cool. They always like, actually, it's kind of cool. Can cross with their games world like that.
Yeah,
I kind of enjoy it.
That's pretty cool.
It's fun and everything here. Let's see. Is there anything else we can go on here? Witcher 3 news, that whole DLC at launch. I don't.
Yeah, they're going to have like something like 16 pieces of DLC at launch because they're protesting other game studios that put out these DLCs at launch but charge like $15 for them.
Yeah. Especially ones that are already in the disc itself still.
Yeah,
in the
it's
game
like,
file. Like, come on, really?
You have clearly allocated money in the production budget to put those games out. Like, don't do that.
Right, exactly.
That's just scummy.
It is dumb. It's a cool approach. It's a nice touch to see and everything. Now, they're going to be like big DLC? Probably not. It'll probably be smart pieces.
Probably just be some armor, but you know what? That's what half that paid DLC on release is, yeah.
Yeah. You said here Microsoft officially owns Microsoft officially owns Microsoft and Minecraft.
You know, I didn't know that Microsoft owned Microsoft.
I didn't know that either, man.
That kind of blows my mind.
Mind-blowing news here.
But you know what else they own right now?
What do they own?
Minecraft.
Okay.
They officially own Minecraft.
That's what I was trying to say. Is it just now official?
I'm sorry, I'm a dick.
I kind of walked into that one.
But yeah, they officially own now. The deal's finally going through, and they now have full control over him. Notch is a rich bastard, sitting off and laying on his bed, hitting his head on his window seal.
Why?
I don't know. I saw a tweet about that. Like he just like slammed his head in there because he has one of those pitched-in window seals, and he posted a picture of it.
Yeah.
And he said he woke up and slammed his head into it one day. So I was like, okay.
Okay. All right. We talked about Advanced Warfare, but what's this about blocking share play on PS4?
Well, okay. Basically, the publisher or the people who make the game have the ability to block share play on the PS4, like blocking them from either streaming it, sharing it to play it, or whatever else. They can block that completely. They can say, no, we don't want to do that. And on PS4, a lot of people have been complaining about they've been trying to share the game with their friends, even to watch or to play or whatever, and it's blocked off because the game doesn't allow it. Which kind of sucks.
That does suck. Especially if it's a big feature of the PS4.
Yeah, and I mean, like whenever you get Advanced Warfare on PC, we can do home sharing, and I can play it if I wanted to.
Right, exactly.
So, why is that such a big deal on the PlayStation?
That's a good
and
point.
And why doesn't Xbox even have it at all?
Yeah, true.
Like, that's something that seems like it would just be like, hey, you technically own this copy of the game, you can't share it even for just a couple of hours to let your friends see what it's like?
Yeah, like you can't... If you're to give it to them. Like, give them the disc to do like that, That's how it used to work.
Yeah.
And it can't work that same way.
And that's what Steam does, and that's what PlayStation's trying to do, but, I mean, they can't, technically by law, they can't just sit there and tell the publishers they have to let them share their game. So they had to add the option in, and a lot of these big publishers are just like, no, you're just going to have to go buy the game if you want to play it. So it's kind of like, it kind of sucks.
Pretty much. I know we're almost out of the topics here, but there are a couple big ones that I wanted to mention, though, too. And
I don't know if those are big topics.
Well, to me they're big. Total War? New Total War?
Yeah.
You ever playing those games? Good. You ever playing those games?
I played Shogun 2.
Shogun 2 was really good. That was probably one of the best ones. I prefer Total War over Civilization. Ooh, I'm sorry. I like that style better.
Well, I mean, I have no argument there. Because
I just don't like how Civilization's like, oh, you gotta send a trader out between your own damn cities.
Yeah, okay, that is bad.
It's really annoying.
But the overall complexity of those games by themselves kind of turns me off to them. So, like, while I do like sitting down and play with them for a little bit, I'm not a person that just sits there and plays through, like, one of those big, full, like, campaigns that you have to play through, and it takes, like, a couple days to get through it. It's like, I don't I don't know if I want all that.
I gotcha, yeah. And then, of course, there was the news of some new Mass Effect concept art. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to Mass Effect, quote-unquote, 4.
That is definitely a flop topic because...
you don't know anything about Mass Effect at all, do you?
I mean, I don't know much about Mass Effect, but also at the same time, they just showed off most of the environments in the concept art, so it was kind of like...
It's still pretty far in development,
like,
pretty deep development.
Cool, some cool-looking pieces of art, but...
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me anything about the game.
Yeah, they've mentioned something about it. I've looked into it. It's about, like, you're playing more of a explorer-type role, but still going to have action. I don't know. I have high hopes for it. I hope it is really, really good, because I loved all the Mass Effect games.
More mineral gathering.
like in the first game, we went around and just freaking put markers on the map, which was not that fun.
Although, you know, I say that, but then I'm sitting here playing in EVE now, where I just scan for anomalies and then go look at the anomalies and have boxes and then open them up. That's literally what I'm doing, and I've like played like at least like 4 hours a day now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know
exactly.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we got for you.
That was our main stuff there. We weren't too over an hour. See, only about an hour and 15 minutes. That's pretty good. Not too bad at all. We got through our main topic we want to talk about. There's a couple other things there, but nothing extremely big news.
I mean nothing you can't just like.
Yeah. The only thing I really want to talk about was Star Wars game itself and how I actually would like to see in our Force Unleashed game.
Do you want to talk real quick about the subtitle to the new Star Wars movie?
It was something stupid, right?
The Force Awakens.
Oh my god. But it hasn't already been awakened?
I don't know if that's like stupid, because like I've never really been into the Star Wars movies myself, so I'm not that into it. But the Force Awakens doesn't really bother me. It's like I
agree with one people on Twitter mentioned how it's like...
Actually, you know what? It does bother me. You know what I want the subtitle for the new Star Wars movie to be?
What?
Ewoks fucking...
That's a porno.
Ewok 6.
That's a porno. You can find that online, I promise.
6. Han Solo having sex with Ewoks.
She's dead.
And Princess Leia.
She's dead.
I don't know, man. Are they dead?
No, I don't know. Spoiler alert, maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. I agree with a couple people on Twitter talked about it where it was like...
Ewoks.
They have all this talent there, right? They've got all this talent, all these Disney assets now, right, and everything. And the best title you can come up with is The Force Awakens? You couldn't think of anything else?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm getting kind of tired of subtitles, but, you know, I mean, it is a franchise. Yeah, and I need that kind of...
Truthfully, the big thing, though, is like...
you just glitched that geometry?
It's how you had to get this damn thing over here. I failed multiple times just to gloss over this part.
Can't you just, like, make yourself fly with, like, force?
No, we're not that powerful. We're Jedi, not...
Okay, you can lift. You can technically lift things up with your force powers, right?
Exactly. I don't know why I can't just like stand on a piece of rock and lift it up and just float over there.
I mean, I do that in Gary's mod.
Exactly. So why can't you do it here? Okay. I don't know. Good point. Good point. I don't know why you can't.
Anyways, that's the show, guys. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
We're talking about Force Unleashed. Like I said, I want to see a second one. I'm sorry, a third one or a new one in general.
Oh Jesus! So many things wrong in that sentence.
What?
You want to see a second one, and then
third one.
They need a third one, but I don't know. Anyways.
Right.
What the fuck were we talking about here?
We are rambling because this is Ramble Over.
Oh,
name drop in my own show. What have I become?
I'm gonna go away from here now.
You guys go over there. All right, everybody. Hope you have a good one watching the show and today. Let us know how you like this format or not. We'll try to do it more of it in the future if you guys do enjoy it. Again,
and if you don't, blame Austin.
Blame me. You don't have the big topic list. You can blame both of us. Whatever. Anyways, let us know, guys. You can always reach in the comments and, of course, on Twitter. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, and hopefully we'll have more for you in the future. You guys have a good one. See ya. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Open the Goro gate. No!
You can sit this one out, General.
By the Force, I knew you were alive.
Well, we'll see how long I stay that way.